In 1977, the space probe Voyager 1 takes the first photo of the Earth-Moon system from 1.6 million miles away. In 1979, it flies past Io, one of Jupiter's moons, discovering active volcanic eruptions on its surface. In 1980, it sweeps by Saturn. In August 2012, Voyager 1 leaves our solar system and enters interstellar space. Meanwhile, on Earth, a group of American soldiers is in the middle of a mission in a dangerous war zone. Two enemies almost surprise them, but they react quickly and bring them down. As bombs go off in the distance, the team keeps moving. Each opponent who ventures too close is cut down without mercy. They take the stairs to reach a balcony. Two snipers assume positions overhead, picking off targets from above, while the rest of the squad systematically searches every room, leaving dozens of men dead before the building is clear. Back on the street, attack jets slice through the sky as the soldiers advance, continuing to eliminate any enemy in their path. But around a battered corner, they meet a full squad of foes lying in ambush. The team rushes forward and a fierce shootout erupts. No matter how many they bring down, the enemy numbers are overwhelming. The soldiers decide to retreat. As they fall back, one of their own is struck. Rhodey drags him toward cover amid a storm of bullets. He pauses to tend the wound, but by the time he looks again, his comrade has bled out. Another enemy squad corners them at the dead end of the street. Kelly grabs the radio to request help. Then, without warning, the sky goes dark. A crimson light appears through thick storm clouds. Both teams stare as a massive, mysterious machine materializes overhead. It fires a single beam that vaporizes the entire enemy squad in an instant. The light shifts to white, charging for several seconds before unleashing massive voltage. The beam strikes the American soldiers, dragging them into the machine. Inside, an alien restrains them and subjects them to experiments. Flashes of their last firefight flood their minds before they lose consciousness. Sometime later, they find themselves frozen inside a strange device. Suddenly, power returns. The machine powers down, and the soldiers are ejected onto a cold metal floor. They cough up thick, resinous fluid. Jax recognizes it as stasis resin, which should dissolve quickly. Yet, inexplicably, he already knows that fact. The team finds their weapons reloaded, but their surroundings are alien. They speculate that Russians or Chinese might have kidnapped them, until they notice the writing on the machines is not earthly. Reyes discovers a plaque bearing their names and unit designations, yet he too wonders how he understands it. Leader Kelly urges movement. Before their kidnapper returns, they must find an exit. At the corridor's end stands a large circular door. The unlock button fails. Together, the soldiers manually crank it open. Down a second hallway, they encounter another door, warped off its track. Rhodey spots a vent hatch on the wall and orders Reyes to investigate. Clamping a light between his teeth, Reyes crawls through the vent and finds multiple tunnels. He chooses the only one with residual light, eventually emerging on the far side of the blocked door. The team follows him into the maze. Examining the door's interior, they see burn marks and deep impacts, as if something tried desperately to break through. Nash suggests they're in a secret underwater prison. Strange noises echo around them. In the next corridor, they find a trail of blood leading past a wall-mounted clamp, evidence of power failure. If the facility's life support is dying, it explains why the machine released them. They enter a fog-filled room. A drop of blood splatters onto Reyes's face. He looks up to discover dozens of headless bodies hanging by their feet. Kelly leads Gibbs and Reyes to the next chamber. A mutilated corpse hangs above a strange operation table. There, handcuffed to the wall, is a terrified young woman named Ravi. The soldiers pull a lever to free her, just as a monstrous alien lunges from the shadows, slashing Gibbs with massive claws and hurling him aside. In the adjacent room, Nash spots a bizarre energy weapon amid the wreckage. The trio hears the commotion and rushes back to help. Their conventional fire is ineffective. The alien knocks all three to the floor. It disarms Kelly and tosses him aside. As it springs on Jax, Nash passes the alien rifle to Rhodey, who activates it, firing a charged bolt that fells the beast. Ravi steps forward, shooting it through the head to finally kill it. She utters a single word, "sleepers," then vanishes down the corridor. Kelly follows, surprising her by speaking her language. Another alien appears, laser gun spitting death at her feet. Kelly opens fire, shouting for the others to run. The alien's team emerges behind it. The men form a protective ring around Ravi, escorting her through deadly crossfire. A chase ensues through winding corridors. When they reach a junction, Ravi pulls a lever to slam a heavy door shut. Kelly wedges his knife against the wall to jam it. then orders Jax to escort Ravi through a cable-filled crawlspace. The rest provide covering fire. Reyes stays behind as bait. When the door finally gives way, he fires one last shot, then vanishes into the hatch, pulled back by an alien's claw. Rhodey's sniper bullet obliterates its head. The reunited survivors push aside metal beams into a new chamber. Nash breaks down, convinced they're hallucinating. Kelly steadies him, asking how Rhodey knows to operate the alien rifle, yet Rhodey himself has no memory of learning it. Jax tends Ravi's wound. She promises she's unharmed. Kelly's translation reveals she calls the humans sleepers and confirms these creatures are aliens. She explains they're aboard a spaceship and that she knows English, urging the team to find a safe haven. Nash nearly panics again. Rhodey silences him until Ravi reminds the group they must keep moving. Moments later, they witness Reyes being dragged away by two aliens and mutilated by a memory-scanning device. The creature learns every detail the soldiers know, then advances on the bent door, activating a gauntlet-mounted gadget to force it open. In a narrow corridor, Ravi identifies the scar-faced alien as their leader and warns that dozens of monsters support it. She points out motion sensors lining the walls. The aliens hunt for meals. Beyond, they cross a bridge spanning an abyss, floor lit by thousands of glowing capsules, each housing a human strategist in Stasis Resin. Ravi calls them sleepers and insists they press on. In the next corridor, they pause so Kelly can rebandage Ravi's arm. They share stories of life before the war, Kelly as a divorced father, while Nash speculates they're damned to a biblical rapture. They find a hangar lined with cargo containers. Ravi explains these hold the aliens' plundered spoils from Earth. Rhodey theorizes the invaders move ahead to trap them. Kelly agrees to fight, though Ravi warns it's a bad idea. Jax volunteers to act as bait. Jax steps into the hallway singing softly. The aliens lock onto his voice and pursue. Jax opens fire, drawing their ire. He darts through corridors, the creatures blazing past. Eventually, he leads them into the hangar's dead end. Nash, from his sniper perch, picks them off one by one. The squad converges, annihilating the ambushers, until a second shielded alien squad appears. No one can penetrate their armor. The soldiers flee, Nash vaulting from container to container until he reunites with his team. They sprint for the hangar door, but Jax is struck from behind and killed instantly. Grieving, Nash avenges him with a single headshot. The remaining four dash into a corridor. Ravi spots the hangar's closing lever and slams it shut. Monsters pound from both sides. The team escapes through a nearby wall hatch, sliding down into a pool of skeletons and rotting flesh. The stench makes several vomit. Nash nearly loses his mind. Kelly reins him in. A voice echoes above. Ravi looks up to see her mother, Anya, in Russian uniform, lowering a rope. Ravi climbs into Anya's arms. The soldiers follow. Kelly notices Anya's insignia. She's a Russian soldier who sabotaged the ship's reactor decades ago, freeing some sleepers. In Anya's trophy room, walls adorned with human artifacts and alien art, she explains the invasion's true origin. Voyager 1's transmission map lured these beings to Earth. They abducted humanity's finest strategists, connecting their minds to gather intel, and inadvertently gifting the invaders with human insights, while humans absorbed alien gifts of combat skill. Anya estimates she spent 20 to 30 years aboard. Ravi was born on the ship. Now, only by destroying the communications relay atop the command deck can they prevent the aliens from summoning reinforcements. The soldiers rest briefly. Kelly stares at a photograph of his daughter. She'd be 40 now, if alive. Rhodey recalls his own children, yet they steel themselves and plan an assault. 24 aliens remain, most concentrated on the top deck. Creeping through vents, they split, Rhodey and Kelly to distract, Nash and Anya to set explosives. Anya also gifts Kelly a stolen gauntlet that projects a protective shield. Rhodey and Kelly emerge onto a sensor-lined corridor, shooting out one sensor to lure guards away. Meanwhile, Nash and Anya reach the communications core and plant charges. Guards pour into the core chamber. Kelly and Rhodey lie in ambush, dispatching two from behind. Backup arrives, flooding the hallway. Kelly activates the shield. Bullets bounce harmlessly as he and Rhodey cover Anya's escape. Rhodey holds the corridor, firing until his laser gun goes cold. Switching to his rifle, he draws close to an alien, letting it lift him, then drops two grenades that obliterate both himself and the surrounding attackers. In the core chamber, remaining soldiers open fire. Anya urges Ravi to flee with Nash. A massive alien commander arrives, gunning Anya down. Nash scoops up Ravi and retreats as Anya detonates the charges, blowing the command deck apart in a titanic blast that shatters the ship's command structure. Nash lures, chasing aliens away, buying time. When he can no longer hear them, Ravi emerges. They find a cell block filled with human prisoners. Kelly, unconscious, lies among them. An alien escorts him into the execution chamber, hanging him upside down on the same table where they first found Ravi. But Nash, concealed inside the table, fires a single round, killing the creature before it can strike Kelly. The two fight side by side, blasting through the cell doors and fending off waves of monsters until all prisoners are freed. The trio flees down a corridor, firing until their ammo runs low. Nash hurls grenades as Kelly slams the door shut, containing the blast. Nash, wounded but defiant, braces himself, only to be stabbed by the alien leader. Kelly draws a blade and taunts the monster, fighting blow for blow. The alien hurls him across the ceiling, its shield battering him, but Kelly endures. Timing his moment, he slams the door as the creature charges, its own momentum killing it outright. Seconds later, Kelly and Ravi reunite. Together, they push through a final hatch and step into the dusk of a changed world. Earth laid waste by the invasion. Yet in Ravi's eyes burns the hope of humanity's resurgence. If you enjoyed this epic journey, subscribe now and turn on notifications so you never miss an adventure.